It's the Prophecy Club Elite, where we talk the what? Best content. My name Dolovich, and if you like, dig, and just enjoy what I do on this channel, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button so you can be in tune with what's going on over here at the Prophecy Club Elite, where we talk the what? Best content. We got it. It is what it is, man. Today, we got a first listen from the one, the only, Capo, Jim Jones, the landlord, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dipset's own Jim Jones. New release, man. Over here, I like to talk music. I like to talk topics. I like to talk what I love, and that's music, man. Jim Jones is no stranger to putting out uh bodies of work to me. Um, from Wasted Talent to Capo to On My Way to Church, Jim has always delivered. Now, what he do off the court with all the shenanigans, all right, sometimes Jim, you be wilding, like saying you had more hits than Nas. Now, I'm not gonna say he got more hits than Nas, or I'm not gonna even bring the whole Nas thing in here. I just know Jim is just passionate. That's just Jim being passionate. So yeah, he might have jumped out the window saying that, but that's just Jim being passionate. He's a real passionate artist because Jim, in people's eyes, he wasn't always the best rapper, and Jim really worked his way to be this dope MC. So he starts to tape off with an intro, very vulnerable. Jim loved them singing hooks. So he got a few singers on it, Mayella and Micah Luxy, I guess I say Luxy. Dope. Beat was fire. Jim no stranger to putting out good music. Yeah, it may not be your that's a hit record, but Jim definitely can put together a good song, has some substance in it. He could definitely put together a street record, so that ain't hard to do. So the intro, good job, Jim. Waiting for a response. This was the one. He threw shots at 50, threw shots at Cam. You gotta listen about the Supreme line. You lost your girl to a safari. Yeah, ever shots at Cam. You think he got a video out for it now? Dope beat. Listen, man, Jim want the smoke regardless if he think this is 2005 or this is 2026. Jim wants the smoke regardless, man. He's a competitor. He's a competitive person, and it just happens to be a rapper. So I'm with it. See the Chains, number 3, feature Mano and Dice Peso. This is dope. I love the beat. Mano verse was cool. Jim definitely snapped. I like this beat a lot. This is one of my favorites. Let me tell you my standout records. That definitely was a standout record. Um, Number 4, Cancer Nigga. This was a skit. Okay, number 5, Acting Like That, featuring Fab. This was dope. Beat was fire. Shout out to JoJo Beats. This beat was fire. Jim and Fab always do dope records together. If you go back to, was it on Capo? They did the Lionel Richie sample. Super fire. Jim and Fab verse was dope as usual. Fab, come on, man. Where the album at, Fab? We need the album. Come on, let's rap about it. Tell Fab it's time to put out a project. Middle of the Summer featuring Ken Streets and Ronnie. This was dope. I love the beat. Super fire. Like I said, Jim can put together records, man. He definitely could put together records, whether if he trying to do a hit record or a street record. They be cool, dope records. Jim rarely puts out a whack song. You be like, no, that shit whack. Nah, you can't put that on Jim. Jim do not put out whack music at all. Number 7, In the Car, featuring Young Blue and Cody Shane. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Dope record. This one of the ones I can hear it on the radio. It giving me summer in Miami vibes. I get it, Jim. You trying to rekindle that flame, that fire that you had with summer in Miami. But this In the Car, this is dope. I can hear this in the summer, hear it in the cars. I hope it gets some radio spins because it's dope. Young Blue verse was fire, and that person singing the hook, that was dope too. Like I said, Jim can find them hitting gems in people, them hook singers, them, you know what I mean? Not saying he made Max that way, but he saw something and Max to win, bring him around, et cetera, et cetera. Slow Motion featuring Fetty Wap. This was dope. I can't remember where that sample came from, but the beat was fire. Shout out to JoJo Beats. That beat was crazy. Shout out to Fetty Wap. Jersey. Um, Fire, man. Like I said, Jim could put records together. This is another dope record. I can hear this on the radio with Fetty Wap doing the hook. Super dope. Number 10, She Wants Everything. Another dope record, cool. Chick vibe. I wasn't mad at it. Like I said, Jim can do records if he's trying to do a chick record, street record. Jim gonna give you a decent record, bro. It ain't gonna be like, man, that shit trash. Nah. Where the Love at featuring Dave East and Thais Peso again. Dope record. Dave East killed it. Beat was fire. Jim definitely delivered. I think Jim was being vulnerable on this album with all that was going on with the whole landlord thing, paying your rent. Is this Jim best project? No. I love his projects that he done with the Heatmakers. Wasted Talent, Capo, fire. Them joints is like classics. Number 11, Three Man Weave featured Ken Streets and Dub Aura. This was fire. Beat was crazy. I love the back and forth. Ken Streets versus was dope. Dub Aura, I never heard of you, but shouts out to you being on the Jim Jones project. That was dope. Dope record. Dope record. Very dope record. Conflict featuring Albial and Shooter 9-3. Super dope. Albial was dope to hear him on a Jim Jones song with Jim Jones. They did the interview on Artist to Artist. It's only right they do a record together. Shout out to Shooter. Super dope. Like I said, Jim can put records together. He's been in that executive seat. So Jim gonna give you good music, man. Number 13, Harlem, Pyrex, Ray Moolah, and Dita. Dope. Look, Jim putting people on, man. This is what he do. He give people opportunities. People try to say Jim is this, Jim is that. He give people opportunities, man. He one of them. Number 14, Hottest in the Room, featuring Thais Peso. Another good record. Dope. I didn't start that one. This was a good record. I wasn't mad at it. Maybe it was the beat. Or maybe it was the placing on the tape. A lot of music from Jim. This is 17 joints, but Jim gonna give you records, man. Number 15, Set Things Straight. Another dope record. Jim talking his shit. Listen, man, y'all keep playing with Jim, and he gonna have a hot nigga summer. Like he's competitive and he's passionate. So yeah, Jim sometimes jump out the window and say certain things, but that's because he's passionate, man. You go from being quote unquote hype man to pathing your own lane with this music, then you and the man you was pathing it with is on some other or whatever Cam doing what he want to do, and it's like, all right. So the back and forth between them two is, I think there's a lot of ego involved, but you can't take away from what Jim done for Dipset, bro. Like he's very much the one or one of the ones with Cam that's been pushing it. Jim really been there when Cam was just on some, I ain't doing music shit. Joel's, we don't even know what he up to. Like, it's just like Jim really was that one pushing that Dipset shit like to the fullest. Number 16, Can I Tell You a Secret, featuring Micah Lexa. That's a skit, okay. 17, Boss Talk, featuring Cypher James. This was fire. I love this beat. I just got done listening to this record. This one of the ones. I hope I get a visual from this from Jim. But like I said, Jim don't put out whack music. Is this one of his best projects? If I had to rank it, it would be in the middle between the one he did with around the one where he did with Heatmaker, and the one where we set the trends on there. They all around the same kind of like, status. But Capo and Wasted Talent, crazy classics. I'll say it on here. Jim Jones has classic albums, man. You go back and listen to his projects. Yes, Wasted Talent is definitely a classic. I'll say that very loud and clear. That is a classic. Diary of a Summer was dope. I ain't gonna call it a classic, but it was fire. Poem, of course, Poem was a classic. People gonna say it was because Max was on there, but Poem was definitely a classic. At the Church Steps that was last year, 2025. But Jim, Wasted Talent, and Capo. On my way to church, people gonna be like, they wasn't really rocking with Jim then. They listen, Jim got Jim got some work. I ain't gonna count members of Bird Gang and all that, but when it comes to putting out music, man, Jim got it, man. He one of the ones, man. We gotta get Jim respect, man. We gotta respect Jim as an artist, and then I think that's what he wants. He wants to be respected as an MC, man. Cause Jim really be putting that pen to the paper. Yeah, it be street raps with lessons in it and all of that, but Jim can definitely bar it up, man. But that's my time. Till next time, I'll figure it out later. You could do the same, or you could just come right here and watch me do it. The Prophecy Club Elite, where we talk the what best content. Till then, man, y'all be safe, man. See y'all in the comments, man.